Hello, my name is Ryan Bain from Webtechglobal, and this is a CSV to post tutorial for the easy configuration question screen. Now, the easy configuration questions is a set of questions that act pretty much like settings. The questions will configure the plugin in various ways, including hide features, display features that are hidden by default, and that will change how the plugin behaves in terms of the automation within the schedule and things like that. There's also the occasional question that gathers information about you, the user, so that we can gather that information and use it to build up a sort of profile of you. I know that sounds quite a lot for a WordPress plugin, but we have the free edition. We also have the premium edition. We have web services, SOAP web services in development. A lot of them are finished but not launched, and we also have plans to create many more plugins. So our approach here is regarding something that we're going to be providing in the long run, and if we can provide the service that sort of captures information from you, and the service that sort of changes and adapts to suit you over a long period, then that's going to be a service that wins without a doubt. We would obviously hope that years down the line, once we do provide such a service, we will sell more plugins to you because you see what we have to offer, and we already sort of know you. And I've come up with a sort of term. I've come up with a term, electronic rapport, and that's really the or electronical rapport, or what iRapport. There you go. Alright, don't steal that. Right. iRapport. There you go. Now, iRapport is all about us having enough information about you, the user, in an account. Not personal information, just general information about how you wish to use the plugin and the type of plugins that you want to use. And we may even manage to capture whether or not you're a developer or whether or not you're a business owner and you wish to use a plugin like CSV to post to improve the speed of data management and so on. There's endless things a plugin can do and endless uses. So we're obviously going to target various different types of users. So if we can build all this up using questions, then why not? And if we can provide a better service, then that's a good reason for you to get on the easy configuration question screen and submit those questions, isn't it? Now, the questions at the moment are very new. I'm not going to go through all of the questions. A lot of them will change. There will be new ones added, some will be removed, and we'll only have to go and make another video. So as I've been talking for 3 minutes already, maybe I should have at the start just told you that you won't get a tutorial on a specific question in this video right now. This video is just an introduction to the whole approach of easy configuration questions, especially for the fact that we do plan to use it in other plugins. We really need to be serious about the approach because it is a sort of prototype approach compared to anything that we've seen in another plugin. Now, what I'm going to do is scroll down the screen, and we're going to have a look at the page after it has already been submitted, so the questions have been answered. And what I just want to show you the different notice boxes. We have the cross here, that's red and green, and we have the notice box here with the question that indicates that the question hasn't been answered, whereas the tick indicates that it has been answered, and it has been answered with a yes, and these ones have been answered with a no. If I scroll right down, there's one here that has the sort of caution or the warning, and that's answered with unsure. Now this was put together quite quick. The icons are used throughout the plugin already, so we just used them, but we can change them at some point to make more sense in terms of a sort of question system. The reason why I sort of highlight this whole approach is because we do have the occasional user who asks us why we've went so much effort to not use WordPress styles. and it's all about what we're doing in the long run. We're creating an experience, our own experience, and we do plan to create some very advanced plugins that need to be very clear and make things very clear to the user. I'm not saying WordPress doesn't do that, but we are dealing with a lot of complex things, and the interface that WordPress offers is inflexible for what we need to do. For example, we have these menus inside our notice box and so on. We have other things coming for these notice boxes, and already have I would say we already have quite advanced things going on for these notice boxes. I don't want to talk all day about notice boxes, but the point is the a lot of thought is gone into it. For example, the icons are there for the sake of anyone who is their eyesight is impaired in any way, and they don't see the colours. So we think about all that sort of thing as well, just as much as they would the WordPress developers would. Um, the the idea is that in this system is that we can quickly scroll down on this screen, I should say, rather than system. On the screen we can quickly scroll down and find questions that we may need to re-answer and change and so on, especially these unsure ones. We are very conscious about new users who are maybe new to WordPress or just new to CSV to post. We're conscious that they may need to learn a lot, but they may not want to learn it all at once. It is a lot to take in, and therefore there may be a lot of unsure answers. And by highlighting this in the way that we have, we could scroll down and find these very quickly, and a user could come over to this question mark here and click on it to open a page on our blog that provides more information. Now, all that information isn't there just now because it is all very new, but when it is all there, that the idea will be to provide education, and that's very important. We've always feel that's very important, and we feel it's a key part of the service that we are providing. Now, the questions themselves, most of them I would say are quite simple, but some of them are still, despite it called the easy configuration questions, I cannot deny that some of the questions are still slightly or sound slightly complex, and we cannot get away from that because we're dealing with very complex things. We're manipulating data within a content management system that was designed it was designed for a sort of a single user doing a single action at a time. I don't mean a single user in terms of how many people use the blog. I mean that as you're using the plugin, as you're using WordPress and you're using most plugins, you'll do something that's a single action, such as submit a form or so on. But while you're working on a plugin like CSV to post and you submit a form, it could trigger various other things. So it's a very busy plugin, and we feel that the easy configuration question system gets around us having to push jargon, especially on a settings page that can become very busy, and therefore we've taken another approach to make a busy configurations question screen, but the questions are aimed and are more direct towards the outcome that you're trying to get, rather than showing you a sort of maybe a couple of words and then a setting that you're meant to sort of decide whether or not you want it on or off or whatever. Obviously we could provide the little question marks with little pop-ups, little help pop-ups and so on. We could do that, but we feel that in most cases users want more information that is really provided in sort of those sort of tooltips, and we are very keen on creating a lot of videos which won't really be suitable in tooltips. So what we have here is little question marks with links taking our users to other pages. Alright, and that's it. I mean, this video is almost 10 minutes and I haven't actually went through the questions, so what I'm going to do is go through a couple of questions just to help us all understand our approach that a little bit further. And I do want to mention again that more videos will come. and they will cover the questions, each individual question. So if you need those videos, just let us know and we'll be happy to make them. But right now we're holding off until we're 100% sure we've added all the questions that need to be there and we don't need to make changes. Now, I just want to scroll down to a question further down. Alright, here's a question. Will you need to update posts? Are you using new data, respin text, and so on? So will you need to update posts? I could select yes, and what that would do, I could select no, and what that would do is it would hide all the features regarding post updating, and that would simplify some areas of the interface, which is great for new users, and it's really that simple. I'll just come down a little further. Do you plan to cloak URLs and links? Again, if we put no, it would hide some features and settings. If we put unsure, it wouldn't hide them. It would leave them on the screen because the user is unsure whether or not they want it. So instead of hiding, we would rather that they see the settings, and maybe that would help them decide whether or not they want to use that feature. I'll just scroll down a little further. Here's where it says, are you happy for CSV to post to send non-sensitive data to us regarding how you use the plugin as part of our user experience program? And this would happen via SOAP Web Services, and the idea is that we want to obtain information about you as a user and build up a sort of profile at our end so that we can understand your use of the plugin on an individual basis and build up statistics on a user-wide basis as well. So we have a lot of ambitious plans in that sort of area in terms of customer service. Now I'll just scroll up and show you a little sneaky question. There is actually two, if I can find it. Actually, while I'm on this one, do you want to use our WordPress CSS only interface rather than the default jQuery one? And this question is asking yes, no, or unsure. If we put yes, what would happen is all the jQuery styling on the interface would be hidden, and it would revert to a sort of WordPress styled one only, and it's heavily reliant on WordPress's own CSS. It's not 100% finished, but it is mostly finished at this moment. The purpose of this is to speed up the page loading time and get around any jQuery conflicts that do occasionally come up. If such a conflict does arise, rather than looking at a broken plugin, we can just come to this setting, and switch to WordPress CSS only, and we could continue to use the plugin in a normal manner. Now I'm going to swiftly move on for that. That is just one of the various questions that configure the plugin on a wide scale. Now, one of the questions I was looking for is this one here. Would you like new version updates in our Twitter tweets? Now, this is a question that would help us build up a profile regarding you, because if you select yes, it tells us that you're a Twitter user, and by telling us you're a Twitter user, it helps us understand if people are watching our tweets and want our tweets. We can also display Twitter tweets inside the plugin itself and the plugin's own screens regarding new versions. Now we could display Twitter tweets, any sort of tweets regarding anything going on with the plugin, but by asking this question and getting a yes, and asking other questions regarding Twitter and maybe getting no's, we could help to configure exactly what sort of tweets you look at from our service. And that's the whole purpose of questions like that. So hopefully this works, and hopefully we can reach our goal of sort of creating these sort of personalized services and building a rapport with each user. Right, I think that's it. I'll get this uploaded to YouTube and move on to the next video. Thank you very much for watching.